Hello, and welcome back to Bob Brains, the podcast where we slow down, think carefully, and use science to explore big questions about the future. I'm your host, Alex, and today's episode asks a question that sounds like science fiction, but scientists, engineers, and space agencies are taking it seriously, so it's probably just not my weird dream. The question is, can people live on Mars? Not just visit Mars, snap a selfie with a dust storm in the background, and come home. I mean, like, actually live there, day after day, breathing, drinking water, growing food, working, sleeping, basically trying not to turn into Martian popsicles. Mars has been called humanity's next home, a backup planet, and even a second Earth. But how realistic are these ideas? For this episode, we'll look at Mars as it really is. Not the Hollywood version where astronauts always look flawless and never run out of coffee. We'll talk about what humans need to survive, what Mars can and cannot provide, the biggest dangers, and whether you could actually build a life there without becoming a science experiment gone wrong. This isn't about any hype. It's about facts, limits, and possibilities, and maybe a little cosmic humility. Let's begin. Mars is often called Earth's sister planet. And like some sisters, it looks friendly from afar, but up close, yikes. Mars is cold, like super cold. The average temperature around on Mars is minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Near the poles, that's minus 200. On Earth, the coldest place you'd willingly go is probably a freezer. Mars makes the freezer look like a tropical spa. The atmosphere? Mostly carbon dioxide. Almost no oxygen. So unless you're a plant, you're not breathing any of this air. And also, gravity is pretty weak. Only about 30% of Earth's gravity. Jump on Mars and you'd float like a superhero. Or someone who definitely skipped leg day. And the dust storms, there are huge. They can last weeks and sometimes cover the entire planet. Goodbye, sunshine. Hello, red blizzard apocalypse. Mars is fascinating, but it's not exactly rolling out the red carpet for humans. So, if Mars is basically a giant frozen vacuum, why are humans obsessed with it? The first reason is it's pretty close to us. And it has a day almost the same length as Earth's. A Martian day is 24.5 hours, so your sleep schedule wouldn't completely collapse. Yay! Mars has seasons too, sort of like Earth, except with more winter is coming vibes. And evidence suggests Mars once actually had liquid water. That's right, Mars had rivers and lakes before becoming a dusty desert. Now imagine ancient Martian ducks. Robotic missions have already mapped, dug, and poked around. Now, humans could follow, basically moving in after the robots have done the heavy lifting, and probably complained about everything. Curiosity drives humans outward, from continents to oceans to space. Mars is the next logical step. Even if it means packing sunscreen, a spacesuit, and about 37 emergency backups. But living on Mars, that's a whole other survival level video game. First, we need to talk about the complications. Humans are pretty complicated. We need oxygen. Without it, me or you wouldn't be alive. Water. Yes, more than the coffee you drink at 2 a.m. Food, not just for survival, but also sanity. You don't want to eat soggy, freeze-dried beans. The fourth reason would be temperature control. minus 80 wouldn't exactly be a refreshing breeze. Number 5 is radiation protection, because glowing is not the vibe we're going for. And 6 is gravity. So your bones and muscles wouldn't audition for spaghetti noodles. On Mars, all this would need technology. Every sip of water, every breath of air, every potato salad, all carefully engineered. Living there would be more like camping inside a spaceship that never lets you leave. One small failure and your so-called vacation turns into a life or death reality show. Oxygen first. Mars doesn't have any, but plenty of carbon dioxide. Luckily, machines can turn CO2, or carbon dioxide, into oxygen. Robots have tested this, so future humans don't have to inhale Martian farts. Water. Not on the surface. Mostly ice underground or at the poles. Future astronauts would drill, melt, and purify it. Every drop would count. Waste it and you'd be very, very thirsty. Both oxygen and water are solvable, but only if the machines behave normally. Packaged food only lasts so long. Humans need fresh food, but Mars isn't exactly fertile soil. It's cold, dry, and chemically spicy. Farming would have to be indoors with artificial lights, carefully regulated water, and probably a lot of care. Experiments on Earth have shown lettuce, wheat, and potatoes could survive in Mars-like conditions. So maybe Martian fries aren't a dream after all. Food is fuel and sanity. Fresh veggies might be the difference between a happy astronaut and a cranky one yelling at a robot for touching their tomatoes. Radiation is a big problem. Mars basically has no magnetic field, so harmful radiation is everywhere. The solution? Live underground or under tons of dirt, basically building a Martian bunker lifestyle. Low gravity causes muscles and bones to weaken. Astronauts need exercise routines or risk looking like noodles in a spacesuit. Mars is far away. Communications up to 20 minutes delay. That's a lot of time to stew before someone can text you back. Astronauts would be confined in small habitats for long sentences. Structured routines, recreation, privacy, and strong team relationships would be crucial because nobody wants to be the person who starts solo Oprah with a space vacuum. Can humans live on Mars? Technically, yes. Comfortably, not even close. Early missions would be small teams focused on survival experiments. Dangerous, expensive, and a little terrifying. Every major human achievement started with a small, risky step. Mars is just the next giant step in the cosmic obstacle course. Mars isn't a backup plan, a replacement, or an easy escape. But asking whether humans can live there pushes technology, cooperation, and understanding further than ever. Exploring Mars is about learning how fragile life is and how much effort it takes to avoid becoming a red frozen popsicle. Thanks for listening to Robot Brains. Follow the podcast or share it with someone who enjoys big questions about science and the future, or just likes imagining space lettuce. I'm Alex, and see you next time.